And before I get way into it, is there fan service? 100%. But what is Star Wars without fan service? And how long did we know we were going to get Clone Wars flashbacks? And it's not that it's cheap fan service is what helps Ahsoka's arc as a character. So don't go into it judging it like that. Watch it, understand it. But with that said and out the way, let's get into the breakdown. Welcome back, guys. Claim Brandalorian. I'm the Brandalorian. And let's get into this episode 5 breakdown of Star Wars Ahsoka. This episode starts with a flyover view of Cetos, and then we get to see the star map split in half. Meanwhile, Hera and Carson Teva have a search group looking for Ahsoka and Sabine. Hera then finds Hu Yang holding Sabine's helmet, telling her that they never listened to him. In the last episode, Hu Yang did tell them to stay together. That's how they work the best. And then all of a sudden, we are back in the world between worlds, and Anakin and Ahsoka are finally conversating. Anakin telling Ahsoka that she has lost a battle, and that is ultimately why she is here with him. Anakin then lets her know that he is there to finish her training, and his number one question is, does she want to live or does she want to die? And then we get them two fighting with their lightsabers. It's beautiful. And we're getting prequel lightsaber fights. The movements, of course, they're carried by Hayden Christensen, throwing the Obi Annie. Like, what is going on, man? But then we're back atop the cliff, and Jason's telling Hera that he feels something in the waves, something in the ocean. And this is really cool to give Jason his own little side story because he can connect with the waves. He's force sensitive. But then again, the Obi Annie that Anakin performs on Ahsoka, if we're going to talk fan service, that's just the one thing that's fan service, because what the hell, man? We get to see Anakin. He obviously twists the lightsaber back again, and it's just like him and Obi-Wan fighting on Mustafar. This is great, especially for prequel fans. Anakin then cuts the ground. Ahsoka falls, and she falls right into the Battle of Ryloth. And Ryloth, obviously, is the planet to the Twi'leks, and they're running with the Phase 1 clone troopers. And clones across the board, we do love our clones. You know, we love the 332nd clones. We love the 501st, just some of the famous ones. But we're getting Phase 1 clones. And this is really good, especially for the Clone Wars fans, you know, getting to see them in live action. Once again, Ahsoka does see a lot of wounded clones come back. And then, of course, she starts to feel bad for them. What are we fighting for? What's the point of this? And Anakin has to let her know that if they don't fight back, their only other option is to die. So this is a really heavy moment, you know, for Ahsoka and her character, and even for Anakin. And in this flashback, we do get to see Ahsoka with her green lightsaber. But then as Anakin keeps burying on, you see in the smoke, he changes from Anakin to Darth Vader back to Anakin. So Ahsoka knows what Anakin has become. But then we fall into the Siege of Mandalore. Obviously, with getting the Mandalorian show, we got to see Mandalore live action. But then again, we get to see it another time. And as they're on Mandalore, the first scene is Ahsoka fighting with a Mandalorian. And I know I was not the only one. Everyone was expecting to see Maul just for maybe 5 seconds, 2 seconds. And especially with the Siege of Mandalore, you have to show Mandalorians. And I was expecting to see Gar Saxon. This would have been a double whammy for Ray Stevenson, which would have been really cool. And of course, you know, Filoni can't miss. This man's basket is so big, anything he throws up there, it falls right into place. We look over, we see Rex, and this is Phase 2 Rex. We did, in the last flashback, we did see Phase 1 Rex, but it was from the back. Pause. But in the second flashback, we do see a Phase 2 Rex. And then Anakin shows up in Mandalore, and he tells Ahsoka that she's a warrior now. Anakin then tells Ahsoka that she will possess all the power and knowledge that he knows. They are part of a legacy. It stems all the way from Yoda training Count Dooku, to training Qui-Gon, to training Obi-Wan, to training Anakin, to training Ahsoka. And that's our Star Wars legacy. It's really cool to know that we have some sort of clarity to understand that this legacy right here is the strongest between any Jedi throughout the entire franchise. But Anakin and Ahsoka do have their final fight. Anakin is flashing in and out of Darth Vader Sith eyes. This is just beautiful. It can't be done any other freaking way. This is why Filoni is the guy. You know, it's one thing that we get the Darth Vader on Mustafar fight with Ahsoka. That's one thing. But I'm glad they scrapped that and went with the route that we got yesterday, because we get to see what it takes for Anakin to show Ahsoka that you have to be stronger. You have to understand that you are a good warrior and that you can do this. Anakin is using scare tactics to scare her, signing in from the dark side, showing himself as Darth Vader. And she's obviously seen him before when they fought on Malachor. So I think this is just very, very well executed by Dave Filoni and the team. And then, of course, we get the cleanest edit I've ever seen. I don't care about these TikTok kids talking about, oh, that's such a dope edit. No, the best edit ever came from episode 5 of Star Wars Ahsoka, when Anakin is walking towards Ahsoka as she's on the ground, and he flashes back and forth from Anakin to Darth Vader with the smoke. Man, get out of here. It can't be done any other way. But as they're fighting, Ahsoka finally takes Anakin's lightsaber and holds it up to his face. And as she brings the lightsaber up with the red blade, of course, we see either Ahsoka's eyes turn Sith or the reflection from the red blade made it look like she had Sith eyes. I mean, you can take it either way, but this is just another good point of beautiful writing, showing that Ahsoka tapped into the dark side to overcome Anakin. And just her wielding a red blade, it's just kind of like a what if scenario. Really cool. But ultimately, Ahsoka tells Anakin that she chooses to live, and this is a very strong moment for Ahsoka and her character. Her choosing and saying that she is going to live brings so much power to her. And with her finding Sabine and hopefully Ezra, this is all she needs to overcome Thrawn. And from the looks of it, we think Thrawn is going to go ahead and win this season. This gives Ahsoka every chance that she can to stand a fighting chance. Ahsoka then gets help from an X-Wing pilot. They pull her out of the water. They take her onto the Ghost. She gets into recovery. And once she comes out, she's back as Ahsoka the White. She's wearing her white robe. It looks really cool. And, a lot of talk has been circulating with Ahsoka becoming Ahsoka the White. The first 4 episodes kind of symbolizes Ahsoka the Gray, and then it feels like these last 4 episodes of the season will be her as Ahsoka the White. When we have beautiful writing like this, it feels like it's George Lucas once again. And of course, there's new aspects. This isn't George Lucas, but Dave Filoni can carry weight, and he shows that. So Disney, please understand that there are good shows. The Book of Boba Fett, Kenobi series, it's all good stuff, but there's some things that just need to be executed to a T. But what you can do is just tell the story how it's supposed to be. There are going to be different cuts and turns. There's different minds. There's different eyes watching. But with someone like Dave Filoni, we can definitely get some good Star Wars content. And Disney, if that's what it is, that's more money in your pocket. So let Dave be your moneymaker. Let him get it right for you. And you will see a lot of Star Wars fans happy. And then to end it off, we do see Ahsoka in the T6. They meet with a Purgle, and they do find the biggest Purgle in the group. So what they do is Ahsoka gets out of the T6. She makes a force connection with the Purgle. This allows the Purgle to open its mouth, and they go inside in the T6. So Ahsoka and Huyang are about to go to Paradia, the new galaxy where Thrawn is. So this is really cool. Right at the end, they fly into hyperspace. The Purgle's tails lights up, which is really cool. That's straight out of Rebels. And I think that's really good for the show. That's how the episode ends, and it's a really good stopping point. Obviously, a 10 out of 10. It seems like in the Ahsoka series, each episode just gets better and better, and that's what you want, especially with the first season of a show. So yeah, what we do is we wait till next week and we see what happens. But as always, if you did like this breakdown, go ahead and drop me a like. It lets me know that the content is going in the right direction. Subscribe if you're new. The goal is 200. Once we get to 500 subs, I'm going to do a giveaway. So that's going to be something to look forward to. But as always, share this to somebody. Drop some comments below. We can interact a little bit. But until next time, guys, may the Force be with you. Brandalorian, I'm out.